How did medieval castles survive brutal attacks? Secrets of castle defense revealed. In the heart of the medieval age, castles were more than homes for kings and lords. They were fortresses, standing defiant against armies, siege engines, and even the test of time. But how did these mighty strongholds defend against relentless attacks? Castle defenses, built to withstand. As weaponry advanced, so did castle architecture. Early castles were vulnerable to attacks, but with time, their builders developed advanced defensive features. The key: layered defense. First, the moat, a wide trench filled with water or spikes, creating a deadly obstacle for attackers. Then, thick, towering walls made of solid stone, impossible to breach with simple weapons. These walls were not just built for height, but for strength. Buried deep into the ground, the foundations made them unshakable, while crenellations and arrow slits allowed defenders to shoot down enemies without exposing themselves. Facing the trebuchet, castle versus siege engine. But attackers didn't just rely on manpower. The trebuchet, capable of launching enormous boulders over 300 meters, became one of the most feared siege weapons. How did castles defend against this devastating force? Some castles were built with walls angled to deflect the impact of these monstrous stones, while others reinforced their towers with extra layers of stone to absorb the shock. The strongest castles had multiple layers of walls, creating a buffer zone. If the outer wall was damaged, the inner wall remained intact, allowing the defenders to continue fighting. Outlasting a siege, the long game. Not all attacks were about brute force. Many sieges lasted for months, or even years, as attackers tried to starve out the defenders. But castles were designed to outlast these long assaults. Secret wells within the walls provided fresh water, and vast storerooms held enough food to keep the inhabitants alive for months on end. The longer the siege, the more desperate the attackers became. Starving your enemy wasn't enough. Castles had a deadly secret: hidden passages. These allowed defenders to slip out at night, raid the enemy camps, and steal supplies. Strategy and innovation. The perfect castle. Castle builders were in a constant race to perfect their designs. Rounded towers to deflect missiles, steep walls that couldn't be scaled, and strategically placed murder holes where defenders could rain down arrows, rocks, and boiling oil. The ultimate goal: to create an impenetrable fortress, one that could not be taken by force or by time. But even the greatest castles had their weaknesses, and sometimes it wasn't the walls that failed, but the defenders inside. Castles were more than stone. They were symbols of power, ingenuity, and the will to survive. They tell the story of an era when warfare was brutal, but defense was an art. And while many have fallen, their legacy of strength lives on. Want to discover more secrets of medieval warfare? Subscribe and turn on notifications to explore the fascinating world of castles and their defenses. Leave a comment with your favorite medieval siege tactic, and let us know what castle defense strategy surprised you the most.